Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Ladies Listen Up. And ladies, make sure that you grab your pens and your paper and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. How are you, Mr. Co-host Cherrard?
I am doing well. How are you today?
I am doing well. Well, it's raining out and everything. I guess we're on a boat today. No, we're not on the boat. We're on a yacht today. How about that?
A yacht. I can take the yacht. We can do the
All
yacht
right
today.
there. See, all right there. Something in common. And today's we're gonna talk about bad advice given to women about dating. Man, I'm gonna put the mic on your side because I know you done heard some stuff.
Yeah, the one that I've spoken to women about because I've heard older women tell younger women. They say as long as you got a vagina, you should never be broke.
Wow, you started out the gate like you
Yeah,
started out the gate. Wow.
that's just and I listen to what and that's I think we've spoken about things like this
Hmm.
on more than one occasion. And it's funny how women are starting to equate, well, if I give you sex, then you got to give me cash. It's like if I'm laying down with you, then you should take care of me. When
What?
when sex amongst the homies, when we talk about it, it's called fair exchange. I'm putting in sweat equity. You know, I'm 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 doing calisthenics. I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm sweating there, I'm putting in work. That's another workout. I'm burning calories, trying to make this thing satisfactory for you and me.
Well, see, that's where, okay, if we're going there, that's where partnership is the key component here, being
Yep.
on the same page. So, and I think, like, I say it about communicating your expectations to one another, because if we're talking about, are we talking about a transaction, or are we talking about sharing something wonderful, memorable, and because sex initially is the glue that holds the couple, the marriage, and all that together. So now if we're talking about a transaction, then
And that's
you know
prostitution.
so now we gonna capitalize bad advice given to women about dating, because I think that's horrible to pass that
It's
down.
horrible.
It's
And
horrible. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but I've even had a woman try to redefine what prostitution is. I say, well, whenever you give sex for any type of trinket, money, or whatever, that's prostitution. That's what the definition says. No, 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 no. That's not what it. I'm like, yo, y'all in this modern definition and trying to change everything. It is just what it is. I said you got whores and you got hoes.
Mm.
Hoes have sex for fun. Whores have sex for funds.
Oh,
If
wow.
Yeah, so if you're kicking it with me and we both know what it is, and we just love the way we just sweat all over each other and breathe all over each other. We're doing it for the fun of it, the love of it. We're sharing an experience. Yo, we kicking it. But if you want me to come out my pocket to knock it, then that means you're into the prostitution thing. You might want to get your OnlyFans page, I guess.
Okay, bad advice number two. I think we both agreed that was some bad advice. Well, here's another one that's handed down through, aunties and all of that. The best way to get over a man is to get under a new one.
Oh, that's dumb advice for anybody.
Yeah, but I mean that's
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of healing that hasn't been had or whatever, and you can tell because a woman, people bring baggage, but it
Mhm.
seems like women bring more. They tend to hold on to their baggage longer than we do. And once you jump from one man to the next, and that's what's wrong with a lot of women. They're not cool with being by themselves or whatever for a little while until they properly heal. So they jump right up under another guy, and then when that doesn't work, it's the same pattern repeated over and over and over again until she's, oh, men ain't this, men ain't that. No, it's you are impatient. You haven't healed.
Yeah. So, but do you think that women hold on to their baggage longer than men
Oh,
because of
oh yeah.
their, with what? Why do you think that's so? Because they're nurturers. You think that's it, or
that could be
baggage?
part of it. That could be part of it, and I think that women tend to be, well, you know what, I can't tell in this day and age the way these dudes act, but growing up, women were more emotional, and they wore their emotion on their sleeves more than men back in the day. These new dudes, I can't tell you what's going on with these new guys.
Or is it that women show it more, or is it that women show it more and men have been taught to suppress their emotion and to
I can go with
suppress it?
that.
So therefore, if we go back to the part about carrying baggage, could it be though that, because I don't know, I've heard sometimes that when a man gets his heart broken the first time, then he puts a
Shuts down.
barrier up, shuts out, and so therefore he's carrying that baggage on to other relationships. So how does he heal?
Oh, I mean, for me, it was, it was just me being with the older guys that were around. They just basically broke it down and was just straight up. It was no sugarcoating anything. They just came straight forward with, "Hey, man, this is just how it is." Hey, like they say, didn't nobody tell me about the shoe being on the other foot? Hey, you out there doing your dirt, so you don't expect for her to do hers. Come
Mhm.
on now. If
Right.
you're man enough to dish it, you got to be man enough to take it. And I learned that at 19 years old. So,
Okay.
and a lot of men don't learn that until it happens to them time and time again.
Hmm.
Some guys aren't taught to just say, "Hey, man, hey, karma, she doesn't discriminate." She's she'll come for you, and you got to pay your karmic debt because it'll happen to you. So.
And so, do you think that you carried that with you, that hurt with you to the next relationship, or you think you healed first?
No, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I did heal first, but that still didn't stop the play in me. I didn't play around because I was hurt. I just did it because I wasn't ready to be settled down with one person.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
and understanding what life is, it's like I'm not gonna take out on you what somebody else did to me. I had to understand that just because a woman did it, that don't mean all women do it. All women do it. And I mean, I had some really, really cool dudes around me. They were like really, they're players. So, hustlers. I was around those kind of guys, and they just really were upfront and honest with me, and they didn't sugarcoat anything. And a lot of these dudes are baby. They're coddled. Their moms, you know, tell them everything is going to be all right. You're fine just as you are, and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not.
I
It's a
think
lie.
that's yeah, I think that's so important what you said about having good mentors and coaches around you and having healthy people around you, because we do tend to take on that, we're hearing this advice, we're hearing this information, and just like, some, aunts or some, older women that may be a little, not a little, but maybe bitter or what have you, and they're giving you
Oh
advice
my
out of
God.
that
Yeah.
bitterness versus, telling you, and my advice is always go seek your healing first, go figure out what's going on with yourself and be true to yourself. So instead of
Right.
listening to this, and then also look at where the advice is coming from, who it's coming from, and have they, are they going through, are they giving you are you giving you advice through bitterness, through pain, through hurt, through whatever? Because anytime, and you said this one time before, you said anytime somebody says all or everybody or
It's
what
a
have
lie.
you, right? Because I mean, even if we think with our own common sense, they haven't been in contact with everybody. They don't
Right.
know everybody, so they're only coming from their own frame of reference, which is in this case is an unhealed place. So they're giving you sour advice, you
And,
know.
and you and you know what? And for me, when it comes to, like you said, taking advice and being wary of who you take advice from,
Hmm.
as soon as a brother tell me, "Oh man, all black women do such and such," like you said, that all word, man, all women do. I don't want to hear nothing from you, bro, because obviously you got these scars that haven't healed. You need to put some neosporin on those emotional scars you got, because you're trying to apply what happened to you to all women, and I know that's not the case, because I know for a simple fact that, hey, I've messed over some good women in my day, You know, they were all in, but I was all out to get what I was getting and move on. Right.
Mm.
So I can't say that all women are this, all women are that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a case by case scenario. And even though a woman may have cheated in one relationship, doesn't mean she'll cheat in the next. It's all based on who you're with.
And
That's
see,
why I
that's a
say cheaters
good.
ain't always cheaters.
That's good, because I think it's based on who you're with, but it's also based on that who that person is at that time, who that person wants
The
to be.
growth,
Like,
her growth.
what do you, right? And then so I guess going back to the bad advice part about sometimes, we've heard, uh be with somebody that loves you more than you love them.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
I
called
mean, we
that's called stalking. That's a stalker right
that's
there.
oh,
That's a
right.
serial killer. Yeah, he'll kill her. Yo, you get that guy that love you more than he love yourself, and you step out of line. That's the Mr. I pay the cost to be the boss.
Yeah,
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 you do that if
yeah.
you want to. Those dudes crazy.
But even thinking through some of that advice, you're like, okay, if you even just stopped and thought about it. But young, when somebody's teaching a young person,
Yeah.
that you don't even think about thinking around the circumstances. Like, you don't think deeper. You just, sometimes they're giving somebody advice, and then they go and they do that advice and they get a horrible outcome. Like when we saw the movie Acrimony. I don't know if you went back
Yeah.
and watched that one yet or not, with Taraji.
Nah.
Man, her sisters around them, because they had cheating husbands and all this other stuff, and then weren't happy in their relationships. And here she is. I mean, yeah, she kind of she stuck it out with him while he was, in the grind. And it wasn't like he wasn't a bad man. Like, he wasn't doing horrible things. He was just focused on his dream, and he was trying to make a better life for them. But her sisters and all of them kept putting all this poison in her brain, and then kept putting it in her brain, and then she divorced the man, embarrassed him, and all this other stuff, kick him out the house, and just dogged him out. And then here he come, he stayed on his grind, ended up meeting somebody else that believed in his dream. She stuck it out with him, helped him, and all of that, and then he blew up. And so, and in that, the moral of that is the bad advice that all them yakking women had was in her ears. They weren't happy in their own situations. And then the funny thing is that when he did come into his own, spoiler alert, she was mad at them and went off on them and told all their business. She got mad and told them, y'all weren't happy with y'all marriages. I shouldn't have never listened to y'all, which it was, hindsight is 2020 now, right? But that,
mm-hmm. And when we talk about bad advice,
mm-hmm.
another bad advice is bringing the Bible into it, right?
Okay.
Stay in a marriage, even though that joint ain't working. Stick it out. God is looking, you stick through it, thick and thin, whatever. Like, no, you don't. If it ain't working, it ain't working. I remember this guy. I used to work with this guy. He was all on this Bible grind or whatever at work, and I was going through my divorce. And he was telling me that I'm sinning by divorcing and whatnot. I was like, nah, bro, I'm gaining my peace.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I say, I'll go through the heartache, the trials, the tribulations of court and this and that and the other, but in the end, I'm going to have peace. He was like, well, you're not supposed to get divorced and this and that and the other. Then ironically, he's asking me for advice later on about custody of children, how the divorce process worked, because he found out, his little woman was getting smashed up by an assistant pastor. She couldn't get the real one. she had to get an assistant.
I am not laughing with you today. This is the thing, Joe. This is the thing. People take the Bible out of context, and they take what they want to use as their weapon instead of taking the whole thing, or instead of, they take certain things that's beneficial to them or trying to prove their point. So yeah, Yeah. So I just don't, I don't think that we're supposed to live in turmoil and all of that.
No.
I think that, I mean, if you go to the scripture, there's a lot of fruit that you're supposed to live by and how you guide yourself accordingly. And if it's, we're talking about kind hearted, we're talking about kindness and gentleness and patience and loving. And, it didn't say that we're supposed to be abused, because you can also go to the scripture and it says if your right arm offends you, chop that off. You know what I'm saying? So I think again,
Did
it
you hear
goes
that?
back there.
You make me mad if you want to.
It goes, I think it all boils down to to thyself be true, and just
Yeah.
understanding and properly being able to convey what it is that you really want and being honest about it.
I mean, yeah, honesty is something that honesty, accountability, those are the words that's in our community that's really are like taboo. Because if we was being honest about ourselves, we will hold ourselves accountable more often for the things that we've gone through. Because a lot of the things that we go through are self-induced. We see, I, like a woman told me, she says, men are manipulative and they're tricky. I said, so when you find out, why do you still stay?
Good question.
I mean, you can blame him for being manipulative and tricky in the beginning, but the demarcation point is when you find out that this is who this man is, and then you still stay 10 more years.
Exactly.
Why'd you stay?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I know there's various reasons. It might be being afraid, the whole 9 yards. But the thing is, it's like, sometimes we put ourselves in the worst situations and then we try to make it happen. Like I think a lot of women are out to just prove, hey, they got the superwoman complex. They're out to prove that I can make something out of nothing. I can upgrade these dudes and this and that and the other. You can't upgrade something, or someone rather, that does not think they need to be upgraded. What they say is better to raise strong children than to try to fix broken men.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of women do. They try to get these broken men and try to fix them. No, they need to go fix themselves and come into the relationship healed and whole before you try to do it. That's like a woman telling me my job is to make her happy. No, my job is to not disturb your happiness.
Yeah, that resonated ever since you said that. And I think that part of, okay, I'm going in to fix somebody else is the fact that you haven't really fixed yourself, or you haven't really done the work on yourself. So you're pushing that light off onto somebody else, or pushing that off onto somebody else, because it might be, I don't know, the fear of the truth, the fear about what's going on inside of you, the fear about the things that need to be healed, the broken pieces that need to be healed inside of yourself. Because if you're going out, I mean, I don't know, you're going out trying to fix somebody, and we do have that. Women, I'm not gonna say we all, but I think we have to get over it. Yeah, I think we have to get over that, or the other one is falling in love with potential. Okay, because you see so much in that person, and you're falling in love with who you think that person can become, and you're not actually seeing who they are right now. So it's not only unfair to you, but it's unfair to them as well.
I mean, it's funny in a way to have all these women that say, I got a degree, I'm independent, I got a PhD, but you're getting played by a man that don't have a GED. How you letting this guy come out of the basement and into your home? Like I told you, I listened to a pastor say, hey, you can't expect a man that never paid bills to come out of that situation ready to pay bills. Dude, you got to, every man, I don't care if you it's your own little shoebox. If you own that shoebox, or you're renting that shoebox and you got a key to it and you're responsible for its upkeep, the maintenance, the whole nine, get a shoebox first and live in it before you go live with a woman. And then women should ask, hey, have you had your own stuff before? And don't automatically think just because a man is living with his mom is because she's helping him. Sometimes you move in with your moms because, hey, your moms need that help. So it's, I think women live by these memes on Facebook too much, these little one-liners. Because if I put up all men are X, Y, and Z, and it's speaking against men, I'll get all these hearts like yes, 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 yeah, amen, woo, woo. But then if you turn around and say, you know, women do such and such, oh, you hate women, you must be gay, you hate your mama, don't you? You know what I'm saying?
Do they come at you that harsh, right?
Oh, man, they come at men in general, like Kevin Samuels. You know, they calling this dude gay in the whole 9 yards. I'm like, I don't see it. I don't know him personally, but I don't see gay. I see a dude that likes to primp, as we called it back in the day. You know, he spent a considerable amount of time in front of the mirror, you know, trying to make sure, you know, like I need a haircut right now. I need to shave. Hey, he probably wouldn't have got on. He probably was like, look, you're going to have to wait till I get done, you know, shave before I come on this podcast.
Wait, he on video putting on cologne.
Hey,
right?
Hey,
no.
and see, you got guys like that dress like that. But it's not to say that he's not telling the truth about some women. It's not all women. He's telling truth about some women.
Right. And only on that part of it, I think some people cause controversy because they want the numbers and everything, and they want all of that. So they cause controversy in their delivery method because that's his brand, to be harsh and brash or whatever.
But,
and sometimes
women need to stop
do that.
calling in though. Don't
That's,
call
I know,
in.
right? I get that.
That's what's crazy to me.
I get
is
that
like,
too. I get that because it's like if you don't like something, why you just change the channel? Because even when you bring your anger and your argument, I think sometimes people are looking for a fight. They're looking for an argument. They're looking for somebody like it's just like people don't enjoy peace anymore or serenity. Everybody wants to fight. You know what?
Because that's what the reality shows created. The reality shows created stars out of people with no talent. You know, the Kardashians. You know, we created the Kardashians off a reality show. This woman wakes up with perfect makeup. Like, y'all know that's not right, though. You know, like when y'all wake up, y'all breath be kind of tart, you know, in the morning and stuff. And y'all, you know, y'all hair be messed up. She wakes up perfect, like.
That's the perception. That's the perception that they put out there. And that's,
Bad Girls Club, all these things that they gave y'all women to watch. And then what's bad is not the young women that model themselves after them. It's the older women that model themselves after the Cardi B's and all this. I'm like, you do know you could be your mom, right? You know,
but you know what, Cherrard? It's because the mentors, as far as women mentoring other women, like the older women are supposed to help to mold the younger women and to give them, advice and, show them how to do things. We have lost all of that, Now it's like just a free for all, and a younger woman to actually receive information from an older woman now, that might even be a fight if she was to suggest that, you have on the wrong undergarment with that or any of that. What I'm saying?
Look at what the women did to Monique when she came on about the bonnets.
And that got me because she was telling the truth. You have to have some sense of dignity and pride and everything. Like one of the girls said that she was so happy that when she met, like you never know who you're going to meet. You never know. And even if you don't meet somebody, just going out and representing yourself properly. And so the one young lady, she said she met somebody in the airport. They kind of exchanged words and everything. And then when she got ready to go for her interview, it was the lady interviewing her. And it was because of that interaction that she actually got the job. It was the way she handled herself. Because people are watching. I mean, even if you're not on a platform, people that you just meet and everything. I saw one of the skits that I watched, and I think it's Darman, I'm not sure, but he always give you a lesson in his videos. And, he always gives you the like a paradigm shift. Like, people are so judgmental about people right off the rip, but it's like, what are you putting out there for people to actually see? You know what I'm saying? What story are you creating as you go about your daily life or what have you? So we talk about bad advice given to women. We said about dating, but I think the advice about, just how to be, something my dad used to always put in our ears. He used to teach us about, femininity, and he used to teach us about embracing that, because that's a gift that we've been given as women, and
That's
we
a
don't
lot of
embrace it.
strength. That's that. See, the feminine energy is so powerful.
Yes, it is.
I often, it bewilders me to see a woman try to exchange her femininity for masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
That's toxic in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to become something that you say you despise,
Yeah.
but you want me to respect you. So I'm not going to respect you trying to be me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving you those kudos. I'm not calling no woman bro. I'm not giving, no, I don't care if you date other women. You're not my bro. You know what I'm saying? Right? But when a woman, you see a woman, that's why we always talk about balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that feminine, masculine energy or whatever. That's the balance. That's a carefully choreographed dance, right? When you got that those two energies mixing and mingling together, when you have the right individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when a women are trying to find this equality, don't try to find no equality. I keep saying it. There's no such thing as equality.
Why do you think it's so strong though? Why do you think it's good? I mean, I know part of it is tearing down the family unit. I get that. It's like, why though? I mean, what the balance of it, the beautiful dance of it, the male, the female, the flow, the all of that. So, I mean, if that's how we're created, then why do you think it's such a fight to be equal to a man? It's like,
well, it's called social engineering. This was done purposely. This was a purposeful act that they did. This was social engineering. Yo, just hey, I'm going to create this dissension between men and women. Hey,
wow. Yeah.
And this is just my own mind that because I believe there's no such thing as conspiracies. I just believe that there's the truth and then there's not the truth. And I just believe, hey, if I want to control the population, then I want people to really mingle and get together. Hey, turn them against each other.
Wow.
So,
wow.
in the Black community, if I want to destroy the Black community, what I got to do? Oh, let me get the man out of the household. Let me tell the woman that you don't need him. It started with the welfare system. Hey, they made sure they kept white families together, but they made sure that Black women and Black men couldn't stay together in order to receive government aid.
It is.
So they would pop up. Yeah, they would pop up at any time just to make sure you wasn't there.
Wow. So that's a whole podcast in of itself. That's a series, actually. That's a documentary or docu-series, if you will.
This
Wow.
this was done to create, because remember, we didn't have a lot, but what we did have was more so unity and love for one another and respect.
Absolutely.
Black men respected. I'm not gonna say that all Black men had all this respect for women. I mean, Black women. I'm not gonna say that ever, but I'm speaking in general terms. I grew up in a community where all the men were and the boys were out on Saturday morning cutting grass. Moms was messing with the flowers and stuff. You know what I mean? We were out working together. It was a family unit. We was doing our thing together. Hey, you can't have that. So it's like, look, we're going to redistribute the wealth. We're going to take wealth from this man and destroy him at the same time. Then we're going to give it all to the woman. We're going to have the woman raise all the children. And then if you look at statistics show that, hey, when a man is not in the household, all types of bad stuff will happen. Because guess what? Mom, you can't be at 12 places at one time. But I'm going to give you this superwoman label. I'm going to give you this single mom label to wear as a badge of honor. Because that punk Obama got up there and he touted the single mom thing. So being a single mom is not a great thing. It's not. It's not something somebody should strive to be.
So I guess it would be it's an individual learning and educating themselves and then repositioning themselves and repositioning their stance and how they go about, this thing that we call life. So, I think we go back to when we say, we talk about bad advice. I guess I have to go back to that, to thyself be true. and really get a better understanding. Because for the lack of knowledge, we do perish because we don't
Right.
know. And we walk around, we don't know. So somebody gives you some bad advice, or you have a bad model or role model, in front of you, or atmosphere around you, it's going to take you down the path that's going to give you not a good result. So you're not going
And
to
you
come
know
into
what?
a good result.
And that what you just said about the lack of knowledge or my people will perish. I
Hmm.
don't think it's necessarily the lack of knowledge. I think
Hmm.
it's I think it's I think it's that people living in and thinking that being ignorant is bliss and not wanting to know about the knowledge, because we live in an information age. There's no
Right.
reason why you can't know anything that you want to know. It's out there. Our
Right.
people have become so comfortable with being ignorant about certain things. That's why we're perishing, because we have become, hey, just really comfortable with the ignorance. They say the lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. So when you're trying to give out advice to somebody, you got to make sure you're not trying to give pearls to swine, right? You you
Hmm.
because people, I don't want to hear this, I don't want to hear this, but they'll come to you for help, but they don't want to hear
What you
the
have to say.
instructions that come with it.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They just want you to hand out some money. Here's some money to fix your problem.
Hmm.
The problem with that is giving that man a fish for he can eat for a day, when you should be teaching them how to fish so they can eat for a lifetime, right?
Exactly. That was exactly, because that was one of the things that what you say about the money thing, and I totally agree about that with the about the knowledge part of it. One of the things that Lisa Nichols was she had put in her family, because what'll happen is that crab in a jar mentality. As you're pulling your way out, folks don't want to see you get out, but they don't want to do what it takes to get out, but they don't want to see you getting out either. So what she
Right,
did was implemented that this whole banking system within her family, because she still wanted to help. But her thing was she would lend a certain amount of money. This is the pot. I'm not going back into this, but this is my cup and this is my saucer. Now I'm gonna lend from my saucer, but it's a family thing. So okay, I'll lend to you, and then if you don't pay that back, then I can't lend to nobody else. So that person, okay, well, such and such has the pot, and they were supposed to pay back such and such a time. So now it's up to the family to make sure that money was being distributed. So I was just saying that what you said about pulling, about people want to pull from you and pull from you and pull for you. I thought that was really smart of her
mm-hmm.
to just have those separate banks of money. This is me, because I'm not gonna let you drag me back down, but this is what I'm gonna do to help. And this is the system that I put into place. But going back to that, the what you said about lacking knowledge, and not being a lack of knowledge, but the lack of wanting to know, and I think that is the dividing line, because there are some people that don't know, that want to know. As you're pouring the information, they'll receive it and they'll implement it. But then you're right, you can't give that information to certain people because they're shut down, and they're comfortable with the situation of getting comfortable in it. And then I think too, sometimes people have just given up on even trying to do any better. And like you said, it's just,
Right.
I'm just right here, and okay, this is how it
I'm
is. They're
good.
letting, instead of creating the way that they want their life to be, they're just allowing life to happen. So they're always in that, putting out a fire mode. Okay, to the next fire, to the next fire. Not seeing that, I can build I can build something that's, I was gonna say fireproof, but okay, for lack of other words, I'll say that's fireproof. I could build something around that fire. I could build something this way or that way. They just keep putting out a fire. Here come another fire. Here come another fire. Wow. So,
They keep
but
band-aiding the system. I mean, band-aid, putting the
band-aiding,
band-aid, yeah.
absolutely. So, what other bad advice have you heard about women in dating?
Well, it says judge a man by how he treats his mother.
Okay.
That's like some of the worst advice on the planet. A killer treats his mom perfectly. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? A dude that beats women treats mom. He won't let you touch his mom, but he'll beat your mom and he'll beat your sister.
That's a
You know what
good
I'm
point.
saying?
I hope ladies are really taking heed to that, because that's what has been drilled into us. That's
Yeah,
one of
because
the
just
that's
because I
yeah.
treat my mom nice, I don't mean I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna treat you that way. And I've said it on a couple podcasts before. My mom can get away with saying certain stuff to me, and I ain't gonna say a word. I'm just gonna walk away and be like, That's mom's. There she go tripping again, and I'm gonna walk away. I might go complain to another family member. Man, she at it again, man. I'm just talking that. Now you say something like that, I may say something back to you, or I may just cut you off and not speak to you ever again. Like, yeah, whatever. I don't have to deal with you like that. I got to deal with moms. That's moms. I don't have to deal with you.
Right.
So
right.
don't go by that. How a man treats his mother is how he'll treat you.
So flip that bad advice. What should she be looking at?
Basically, look at how a man treats himself.
Okay.
Because see, a lot of men aren't. First and foremost, men are taught not how to treat themselves, but how to treat little girls. When we're little boys, you don't hit little girls. You don't do this. Open the door, pull out the chair. You're taught all these things about how to treat the opposite sex, right?
Okay.
Never once does anybody tell a little boy, but hey, you gotta love you too, homie. You know what I'm saying? You have to take care of you. And if we taught the little boys how to love and respect themselves, it's just more than take a bath. It's more than cut your hair. It's how you take care of yourself and carry yourself, homie. That's why we got a bunch of dudes walking around with their pants sagging down to their knees. That's why we got a bunch of dudes out here drinking and all this stuff and killing themselves slowly. We call it fun, is we hanging this, that, and the other, but you're actually slowly killing yourself, right? So if we taught young men how to treat themselves and love themselves, they in turn would transfer that energy out to other Black young men. We won't have to gang bang and fight and kill one another. Once you see a person treating themselves with respect, they're gonna give you some respect too, because they'll know, like, hey, you get what you receive what you give. You know what I'm saying? So a woman should basically look at how a man treats himself. See how he's received around his circle of people. Because you got dudes that hang around a circle and they don't respect them. You know what I'm saying? You just see how he moves around his family, his close friends, and this and that and the other, and then judge him how he treats y'all when y'all in a setting by yourselves, and see how he treats you when y'all out with other people. Because hey, dude can get you by yourself and just dog you out and this and that and the other, but when he gets out in front of everybody else, you wifey. I love you, this and that and the other. Oh, look how sweet he is, when he's actually the devil when y'all by yourself.
That's how does he treat you? Simple. It's not complicated.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody taking notes. I'm taking notes here, ladies. Make sure you're taking notes as well.
It's real simple. Just see how, and then like I said, watch how he moves. And how does he communicate with you? You got dudes that's you got dudes that's really direct. You got dudes that's subtle about stuff. You got dudes that all over the place. I don't know. Indecisive. You got to decide what kind of orator or oratory skills that the men that you like should have. Like, you're literal. You probably want somebody that's literal and upfront with you. Some women like the stuff sugar coated. The communication it's not only just communication, it's what type of communication that we're having as well.
Okay.
For me, I want a woman that enjoys candor, open, honest communication. Let's talk about any and everything. We do it in the beginning. Why not do it after we say we're exclusive? It's like the lines of communication to certain things are shut down because now we're exclusive.
Yeah, that happens oftentimes, and I'm wondering why it happens on both sides, because I've seen men do that as well. Just after you can be the best of friends during the courtship and all of that up into the marriage, and once the marriage happens, now you feel like you got to keep everything secret. And I'm wondering, what is that little switch? Why do people do that?
Hey, I don't know. That it's I've seen it also. It's like, man, hold on, wait, we were just talking about X, Y, and Z. Now we can't talk about X, Y, and Z no more. Is it that we don't want to offend somebody to, what? Maybe I think it's okay. Early on in a relationship, man and woman can be walking down the street and they can see another woman dude can look over and then the woman might be like, yeah, she cute and this and that and the other. Yeah, she all right. Boom, y'all keep it going. Now y'all get together in a relationship, dude won't even look. And and she like, you better not look, it's like we it's like that possession thing. Your mind, your eyes don't supposed to roam off of anybody else. See, while we kicking it, hey, it's like, oh, damn, she got a nice, now I'm gonna put it to you this way. Now, if we walking down the street and a woman coming our way and she look good, it's okay to look at her. But when you start doing, that's the disrespect. That's the disrespect. Now, if I just look at her, because you'll have women, especially when women are very secure with themselves. Mm-hmm. She'll say, "Oh yeah, she is cute. She looks really nice." You're like, "Yeah, she cool." Just like a dude, you're gonna see a buff dude walk by, whatever, muscles hanging out his neck and off his earlobes and stuff. He coming through, and then you're like, she gonna look at him. She still has eyes. She still knows what's attractive. Just because she finds him attractive doesn't mean she's attracted to him.
You got to hit on that. You got to hit on that a little bit because some people don't understand what that means. You're educating them 101.
Yeah, I can find you very attractive. Like, man, she looks good. I still don't want you though. That don't mean I want you. You know what I'm saying? You might have certain characteristics about you that I don't like. That don't mean you're ugly. Physically, you might be everything that I ever desired. But emotionally, mentally, there's some crazy pretty women out here. I often said, hey, the homeboys of America, I'm gonna let you meet the homeboys of America one day. We did a comprehensive study that says that all pretty women are crazy. They're the craziest women on the planet. Non-attractive women are not as crazy as pretty women. We'll touch on that on a later date. But anyway.
Yeah, please, what you giving us, cliffhangers?
but on some real stuff though, it's like, there's some very attractive women out here that are crazy. Okay. There's some very attractive men that are nuts. Yeah. And they know how to charm you. They know how to come across and make themselves seem like this other person. But when you do something wrong, boom, you light the fuse and it's about to go down.
That's narcissist. We studied that in detail. We should do a podcast on that because on both sides.
Because I know some dudes that's straight narcissists right now.
Oh, we putting that on. Let's put that on the calendar. We're gonna put that on the calendar for you guys. That's gonna be a great episode, a very good episode because it's the truth. So yeah, that point that you just brought up about people switching the switch when you get married, and it's like after you get married, it's like what happened to my best friend? What happened to my friend that I could talk about everything and anything with, and we could laugh and fall out and have fun, and we can talk, we can laugh on talk, and we can talk intellectual conversation, or we can talk about anything. What happened to that person? Why do people transform? But I think now that we're talking through it, I think it comes to the point where some people feel like in the beginning there has to be a masquerade dance, so it's like you got to put on your Sunday best, but you can't really be who you are and be yourself. And I think
George
that's
Benson,
the part.
Masquerade,
I think that's the part. It's like that's why I keep talking about being who you are and to yourself be true and going back and fixing some things, because I think that all comes from brokenness, where you feel like you have to do this, you got to be this certain kind of way in order to attract them. But then once you get them, then all this other stuff kick in, like what you said about the eyes. That is so funny. About it's one thing to look and admire and even share that conversation with each other. I think that even strengthens a bond versus feeling like, I think it's when the trust starts to get broken, or you have some issues with trust, then they look and you're like, now you're in this fear. Because what is it that people have? They have more of a fear of loss. So they're thinking that they're going to lose. And it's like, well, if the person was there committed to you and you all actually got married and you're actually combining things and you're doing all this and you're doing what you need to do and they're bringing what they need to bring to the table, then why is there a fear? I think that can erase the fear.
And you know what? It's like you got to realize a lot of times is how you get a person is what you have to keep on doing to keep that person. So, you like you have these dudes out here that they identify themselves with their money. They their money is their everything. It's their God. It's their connection to the world, because they have nothing else to offer but some money, right? So now they see somebody else. So like one guy said, get a woman that's in your price bracket. First of all, you're looking at a woman as a possession and not a person. So that's some bad advice right off the rip for men, right? That's bad advice for men. So just remember, men, women are people, not possessions. Boom. Now, when they say get a woman in your price bracket, that same individual, when they see somebody else come with a little bit more cheddar than he has, it's going to bother him. Because if you got a woman through the money that you have, best believe she going to be eyeing bigger fish then, because she's not really into you.
That's good.
How because how you get them, you can eventually lose them that very same way. I came with the cash. Hey, so dude might come with more cash.
So go back, and I don't know if the ladies are like questioning this too, because I don't know. I am though. Get a woman in your price bracket. Now, what does that mean?
Because see, you got dudes saying that certain women are gold diggers. And then these dudes come out defending them by saying, no, women aren't gold diggers. You just can't afford them. No, I'm not.
Okay.
You do. See, you have gold diggers, right? There is a such thing as gold diggers, sack chasers, the whole 9 yards. There's a such thing as that. And then there's also women out there that just won't settle for less. Don't get you a man that can't do nothing for you. We're not telling you to do that. But so many women, you got this many women trying to compete for this many men, right? This small circle of men, and all these women are going after those men. So y'all getting played by those men, instead of looking at, okay, these are very wealthy men. So it's very small, right? Very small. That's what they're the wealthy. But then you got this pool of middle-class dudes. They're not rich. They're not poor. And you don't know what they're doing. You don't know what their hustle is on the side to improve their standing. But you look at them like, they can't put me on no yacht. They can't fly me out to Greece and all this other stuff. No, he may not be able to do that now. But if you come into him with this team mentality, y'all partner in together, y'all might be able to send each other around the world 50,000 times or whatnot if you work together. But a lot of women want to just go ahead and have this ready-made dude. You stir him in, boom, add water, instant millionaire, and this is what I deserve. That's not how it works.
But then you have to go back and you have to think about this. If you want that, then okay, so now we're going back to, if you want that, then what are you giving up for that? Are you able to, I think a lot of times, and it just kind of hit me now, I think a lot of times, we're saying we're willing to give up, like, okay, so this is the master now, because he's paying for everything is whatever. So he say, Bart, like in whatever that movie was, Coming to America, you've been born to Bart. So, but when you think about that, then did you lose yourself and give up everything? So now you're not even really being yourself in a relationship, because now you've given up everything. And even if, now it's not that you're doing things because you want to do it, or because you love that person, or because you want them to be their best. You're doing it now totally out of obligation. So then wouldn't it reason that now there's going to be some resentment on the back end? Because you can only, it's only so much stuff and everything. Michael Jackson proved that when he went around the world, had all the money in the world and all this other stuff, and still was unhappy. So, so I think that's where you get all this dissension and all this, I don't know. It's goodness.
And then a lot of women are taught to be chameleons. Hey, be whatever a man needs you to be. No, be yourself, and then you'll find out if he like you or not.
Exactly.
That's why I would never, upon dating somebody in the beginning, hey, what are you looking for? Just be yourself. That's it. Let me see if I like the person you are. And then unfortunately, a lot of people don't even know who they are.
That's the point. That's the part about going back and doing your work and doing your healing and fixing the brokenness, and even going and finding out what the brokenness is. Because sometimes you can ask somebody what they want and they really don't know. And if you're gauging it by money, come on now. We're looking at the US dollar right now, if you want to go deep about it. what is that worth? So
they're
we can
not
have a
ready for
whole
that
nother
one because
conversation
because
about
that dollar is falling.
Hello.
It's falling fast. And
Now,
see,
oof,
and then they're determining, you can be up 1 minute and down the next.
exactly.
Just like excuse me, just like there was a woman that made a post. She said her man was making 750,000. The pandemic hit. Now he's only making 250,000. She know that if she go to one of his friends because they want to get at her, she can upgrade herself. But she knows that her man is not going to be at 250 for long. She's kind of conflicted on whether she jump ship now and get with somebody with more money, or should she stick it out with him? Well, you know what? If you got that question, why don't you just leave everybody alone and find yourself?
Oh, that is so good. That's so good.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's the game that the other dudes is playing. That's the game, because all they're looking at is they want to win the prize, and once they win the prize, then they're gonna be looking for the next prize, because they're not looking for you. They're looking for the what is it, the battle of getting you, or the fight, or whatever it is of getting you, and they got you, and now you was just, okay, another notch.
They're
looking
for a chance to hit and split without the need to commit. That's what that is.
Well, okay. Where's my pen? I just put my pen down.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that is.
Wow.
I'm a hit and split. I don't have to commit because I just gave you what you wanted. You wanted some bread? Here, I got plenty of it. Here, serve me up, and then I'm done with you because I don't really want you like that.
So what do you think the real fear of being honest and open and all of that? What do you think it is? People just don't know themselves. They don't know what they want. Why?
You know what? I think people sometimes genuinely like one another, and then sometimes you have a fear of, if I'm honest about who I am, this person may not like the person I really am. But it doesn't matter if that person likes you. You just gotta like you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think rejection plays a big part in that too. I think it is. But I think the thing of it is, that's why you go and you do your work on yourself and you figure it out. Because the thing of it is that if we can do a paradigm shift and say, well, this person is not a good fit for me, or if you're not a good fit for them, and not take it as being rejected, and just take it as, okay, it's not a rejection, it's not a fit. So but there is a fit. So go and make yourself available to the fit, instead of getting mad and upset and what's wrong with me or whatever. I think that's where that fixing the brokenness and all of that comes into place, and taking the time to do it.
And sometimes we'll find out, hey, we might not be a romantic fit, but we might be cool as friends. Like,
absolutely,
man, we can still, do business. We can still, hey, how you doing, this and that and the other. Everything is not meant to be what we think it should be.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, we have this energy, we have this, hey, men and women are attracted to one another,
right.
Boom. And,
right.
You just, like you said, open, honest dialogue, open it up, let it see what it is, let it do what it do, and then go from there. But you have to be able to, you got to put on your big girl draws, and men gotta, stop being sensitive. Hey, if she doesn't want you, bro, don't put your hands on her. Don't cuss her out. Don't put her out there and this and that and the other. Ladies, if he don't want you, don't go slash his tire, bust his window out, put his car on fire. Hey, just walk away.
Do it, wait until exhale on them, close the car and boom. Yeah, I think it's so, but you know what? It's so freeing, and it's being in a healthy place that helps you to make those type of decisions. And you don't know, you could, if honestly was to think about it, well, no, I can't really say that, because you have to look at the integrity and the character of people. You have to look at, what their motivation, and, there are so many things that we do that we have to look at, that I think sometimes we do walk around with those rose-colored glasses on, and you don't really see the whole picture, and just, in the moment trying to satisfy that momentary itch, or that whatever, that seeking that instant pleasure. And then down the road, now you didn't create a whole issue, because you didn't create a soul tie with somebody that you all don't have the same likes, dislikes, you don't have the same, goals or anything. Your whole mission in life is different. Your integrity
Right.
is different. Oh, I don't smoke. Oh, wait, but every other week, I go through a pack in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff. It's like figuring out those things and then moving forward at what's going to be the most healthy position for you and for that person. And I think people are selfish. They only think about what's in
Well,
it for me right now.
for women dating men or anything like that,
Hmm.
for me, what I would tell any woman, just be yourself.
Hmm.
Don't run out here trying to get yourself a booty, bigger breasts, lipo, and this and that and the other. Man, love who you are. I mean, if you feel like, hey, you need to lose weight for you. Don't lose weight because you're trying to attract a man.
That's so
Because,
good.
hey, whether or not the dude is gonna like you, whether you're 300 pounds or 150 or however much you weigh. You have dudes that prefer bigger women. You have dudes that prefer women that look like olive oil, real skinny.
Olive oil.
So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it doesn't matter what you look like. There's somebody out there for you. And like I said, there's a man around you right now that would probably kill a brick for you if you told him to, but you don't want him.
See,
He 3 inches too short. He 25 pounds too light. He don't have enough, zeros on the other side of the decimal for you. But he there for you. He'll be
right.
everything that you wanted him to be as far as how he treats you.
Hmm.
And I think that women will sacrifice their happiness for some money, thinking that
Mm.
money is, if I have money, I'll be able to do this and be this. No, just be that, do this, and you'll have that which you desire.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Okay. we yeah, wow, that was good. I can't even, that was really good. But I think, Cherrard, a lot of women are not, they've been abused or they've been taught, they've been, and that's the thing. And this is, I want to drill this point in. That's the importance of having good, supportive, and when I say good, I mean healthy, supportive people around you. Because when you have people that are constantly I do not put up with people talking bad to children or belittling them,
Right.
because when they do that, they grow up with this all these insecurities, and then
Right.
they're trying to find, this missing piece inside of them through all these men and all these bad relationships and everything, and then they keep getting the same result, and they don't even understand that it just came from some bad programming, some bad advice that was given to a little girl about, just bad. So I just think that just if we can just drill that into ourselves to really find out who you are and walk in who you are, and and and
And
and, and heal from that.
you know what, Dr. Liz, here's a thing too. And it starts, I notice it starting with young girls, right?
Mhm.
They'll put all this weave in the young girl's hair. She's just a baby. You know what I'm saying? She's little. She ain't developed yet. She ain't fully grown. You're telling her right now she's not acceptable right now at this age.
Yeah.
When you're older, do what you want to do. But right now, love your little chocolate skin. Love your caramel coated skin. Love, your reddish yellow skin. Love that. Love
Mhm.
your short hair, your long hair, your coarse hair. Love
Mhm.
that. You know what I'm saying? Let's teach them to love what they have right now. You know, don't go out here trying to make yourself presentable for a man. Make yourself presentable for yourself.
Mhm.
You know, respect yourself. Look in the mirror and say, oh man, I love this person I am. And seek improvement on the love that you have for yourself. If you're
Mhm.
always trying to make yourself better because you want to be better, not because what somebody else may think. I look in the mirror every day. Hey, I like me. You may not, but I do. I'm cool
Mhm.
with me. Hey, there's a lot of people that say, hey, I don't mess with Cherrard. That's okay, because I do.
It's positive affirmations though, and that's what people have to be taught. They don't know
Yeah.
that. It's some
Yeah,
certain
that's
things
true.
they don't know. It's positive
Because the people
affirmations.
around them aren't positive.
Exactly. The people around them are positive, and then so many children grow up in negative homes. So many children grow up in abusive homes. The numbers are actually staggering. And then we expect to get, healthy, people making sound decisions from those fragmented, broken pieces. But it's like, that's why I keep stressing on that. It's like it's such a peaceful place when you go and you do your work. And it's not an instant thing. It doesn't happen overnight to reprogram yourself from so much negativity. It is not an easy thing, but you have to be committed to the process, and you have to be consistent in the process. And then you have to understand that every day we keep growing and we keep going, but you have to stop, kind of sort of like just stop the clock and say enough is enough. I'm tired of doing the same thing and getting a different result, or doing the same thing and running into the same man in a different body, or the same woman in a different body. Then you have to go to, you are the common factor. You're the common denominator.
Right.
So until you change, until you do something to change, then you're going to keep on doing the same thing. And you're going to keep getting the same results over and over again. And that's sad, because that cycle can be broken. So I think what we're seeing with the bad advice given to women about dating, is a lot of bad advice given to women about dating, about all sorts of things. But in any of that, you have to consider the source in which it's coming, and what type of results are they getting. I want to get results from people the same results from people that are getting good results, the results that I want to see, not from the person that's angry and that's bitter and that's mad at life and that's giving up. I don't want advice from that person.
Yeah, because because so often like you said, so often these bitter people, bitter women, bitter men, angry men, they're giving this advice. Mm-hmm. I'll take advice from a person that's been through a lot of trouble, or just heartache and pain, if they're coming from a place of, look, hey, this happened, such and such. If they're being positive about their experience. I don't want to hear somebody tell me everything is negative and bad, and you've only dealt with, CL or Mr. Willie, for 25 years. And you knew after the third year he wasn't nothing, but you dealt with him 22 more years. And now you're saying all men are like that. No, you were just dealing with Mr. Willie, and this dude,
Willie.
This dude was.
I'm sorry, Mr. Willie just took me.
And he was treating you bad, but he was paying your bills, so you stayed. That didn't make sense.
Right.
Get off your butt and get it yourself.
Absolutely. And empower yourself. Empower yourself.
And that's the thing I think we're missing, is, I guess it goes back to thyself be true. Just heal first, then get into a relationship. Heal first, or then make yourself available for a relationship. That don't mean you got to get into one. Just, hey, be open-minded about it. Okay, I think I'm in a place or a space where I can handle a relationship.
That's good. No, that's good, because see, society and people have made us all think that it's something wrong with us, or something wrong for being by yourself. And I think that by yourself time is a time that you come to understand who you are, and then what you want, and then you can clearly articulate that to somebody that that you may decide that you want to work out a relationship with, or go into a relationship with. But I think you have to be at a peaceful place, and really, like you just said it. You said opening yourself up for the possibility. It's not that you have to. A lot of people are like on this, I guess I want to say racetrack, because they feel like they're lacking something, because they don't have somebody in their life, or they're not with somebody, or they let the loneliness get to them, or whatever it is. It's like, that's the time that you have to actually, work on yourself and get to know yourself and spend time with yourself. If you don't like spending time with you, why you think somebody else wants to spend time with you?
Hey man, it's nothing worse than listening to a woman talk about all of her bad experiences with her ex. Mm-hmm. It's like, listen,
ladies.
So we're talking about this again, huh? I don't mind. You don't. You know what? Men don't. We don't. Well, I don't mind a woman saying what she's been through. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna sit here and listen, because she's telling you what she's been through, how it made her feel. So you should be listening to say, yo, okay, I know what not to do. Mm-hmm. Or I know where she's coming from. Now I can get a better understanding of who she is and why she moves the way she moves.
Absolutely.
Okay. Year 3. Why are we still talking about dude? Is there something you still, you still,
6 months, look, 6 months, 3 months.
it's
Why?
like,
But you know what,
let's get it.
Cherrard? People haven't got rid of they haven't gotten rid of those soul ties. I believe in soul ties because I believe in energy and I believe in exchange of energy. And when you spend time with somebody, they haven't gotten rid of that. So they're still actually spending time with that person when they're talking about them. You have the person that just keeps talking about that person, and then you look over there and they're talking to somebody else, but they're talking about that person. They have not given themselves that time. And a lot of people don't even understand. I didn't even understand that wasn't necessary. It's necessary. That's why that bad advice about, getting over somebody else, getting under somebody else. No, that's really bad advice. Now you're just compounding. You got all that going on.
Especially if that next relationship goes bad.
You got Juanita Bynum, she talked about no more sheets. That was really popular for a while. She talked about getting rid of all those sheets and everything and no more sheets. So yeah, so I'm gonna throw what's on the yacht? We said something about a yacht, didn't we? I'm gonna throw the yacht, the boat, the pedal boat, whatever it is.
The light boat.
The light boat. The light boat is on your side to close us down today. What's your final thoughts, sir?
Well, my thing is, we said I put down something. Remember, I just want my best friend. I just want my friend. Remember, Music Soul Child. It's like, we started out cool, this and that and the other. Now everything is falling apart. Why? What used to make you laugh, now it makes you mad.
Yes.
Yes. I just want my best friend. The best advice is to give a woman is, hey, be yourself. Hey, don't go out here trying to make yourself up to attract a dude. Trust me. Do not do it. Everybody's running down here with the PPP money and the COVID money running to Miami I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get a booty. You still have the same issues that you have. That insecurity that was there, you just now that insecurity that you have, when you got that body done, all you did was put that insecurity in a pretty package. You're still insecure because guess what? There's always going to be a woman that you look at that you may think, oh, she got more than me. She got this and that and the other. Hey, man, love who you are. The blessings that you have, appreciate them. I didn't say don't improve yourself, but don't go out there competing with people. Women need to stop competing with women. That's just flat out. Stop competing with each other because there is a man, trust me, out there that's looking for that woman that looks just like you.
That is so good. Yeah.
And trust me, he'll be that dude that's gonna take care of business. You're not gonna have to take the trash out or tell him to take the trash out, or he's already on. It's already on his agenda to make sure that you don't have to do the things that you were doing when you were alone.
Wow.
That's what we're here for. We're here to work as a team. When we step into the same household together, as a man, we're supposed to take some of this burden off you as much as possible. You're supposed to take some of that burden off of me. Whatever we was doing, we're gonna balance each other off. Hey, like I said, the garbage, the yard, gas in the car, whatever. Hey, your son need to go to school, this and that and the other. Hey, you can't do it. I got that. What you tripping for? You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be borrowing money from nobody outside. Well, we together. What are you talking about? You broke. This is us working together. See, women got another thing wrong too. We're not going, well, for me and the kind of guys I grew up, random women don't get no change. You don't even get cheese on your chili fries. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're my woman, that's something different. But I'm not spending on random women just to find somebody that want to be with me. No, I'm gonna kick it with whoever I kick it with, and then when I find that one, then I pour all myself into her.
That's good.
But good. Random women, y'all gonna get random action.
Random stuff. Ladies here.
Random stuff. You don't get no cheese on your chili fries.
We gonna come.
You might not get chili on your fries.
We gonna come back and we gonna talk about that roster thing because I think you got some stuff to tell us about that one too. About this is a cliffhanger. Now I'm gonna leave a cliffhanger about this bad advice telling women that they need a roster. That's
Oh
how they
yeah.
get everything done. They're talking about building a bear, talking about he got this, he got this, he got this, he got this, and that's how you get everything that you want. And I think I beg to differ.
Nah.
That's a cliffhanger because we're out of time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, don't forget you all like, share, and subscribe. Share this information with somebody else. And until next time, stay fearless. Bye for now.